We'll get started here in just a moment once I see a few people are in. Okay, let's get started here. This is Jacob Melton, back with you here in the Southern Michigan Weather Center, and we have a new severe thunderstorm warning issued by our friends at the National Weather Service in Northern Indiana. And this severe thunderstorm warning is in effect for portions of Berrien County, which, while already under a warning, the previous warning is expiring within the next minute, and this new warning is to replace that. And it also includes the western half of, let's see, is that Cass County? Excuse me, yes, Cass County, western Cass County, in far southwest lower Michigan. And this severe thunderstorm warning goes until 8:30 this evening. Our primary threat continues to be damaging wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour. And we also have the possibility of hail up to penny size. And we are also continuing to monitor occasional signs of rotation as well within the line from time to time. As we've mentioned before, one or two brief spin-ups remain possible with this line as it moves to the north and east. And we will be continuing to watch that potential. And let's see. So again, severe thunderstorm warning for portions of Berrien and Cass counties until 8:30 this evening. Taking a look now at radar, our line of severe thunderstorms extends from Benton Harbor through Berrien Springs into the Buchanan area and south in the portions of northern Indiana. And we are going to go ahead and put a storm track on this part of the line. Give me just a second here. Draw that out. And it is blowing northeast at, we'll go 55 miles per hour. That takes it into Benton Heights. It says 8:02, so pretty much right now. Niles in the next few minutes at 8:04, so just about now. Paw Paw Lake, 8:12. The Wildjack at 8:13. The Allegan area eventually at 8:45. Some of these locations are down the line. Allegan at 8:45. Portage area at 8:47. The Otsego area at 8:49. Kalamazoo at 8:49 as well. The Plainwell area at 8:51 and Eastwood at 8:52. So an early heads up for some of you outside of the warning, but down the line from this severe line of storms, be alert for the potential of damaging winds. And additional warnings may be acquired for you, which, speaking of, a new severe thunderstorm warning is now in effect for Van Buren County in southwest Michigan. All of Van Buren County in southwest Michigan, you are now in a severe thunderstorm warning until 9 o'clock this evening. And that is for the potential, again, of 60 mile per hour wind gusts, which has been the primary hazard with these storms this evening. So again, a new severe thunderstorm warning for all of Van Buren County. Oops. And that warning is in effect until 9 o'clock for the potential of 60 mile per hour wind gusts. Okay, so let's take a look at velocity real quick. And the reason I mention that is we have been seeing occasional signs of brief rotation from time to time. And while we haven't seen any immediate tornadic signs, like we haven't seen any tornado debris signatures or anything like that, this line has had a history of producing brief spin-up tornadoes back in northern Illinois. And with the strong wind shear overhead, I cannot rule out that potential, especially near and south of I-94 here in Michigan as well. So we've been keeping an eye on that. Again, except we do have some broader type rotation just east of the Berrien Springs area. So, and we just got a new scan. Our rotation, if there is any, would be just south of the Eau Claire area, eventually heading towards and just north of the Dowagiac area. So again, that is why we want you in that sturdy structure, lowest floor, away from windows, as it won't take much for it to spin up a weak tornado, and which if nothing else would enhance the wind damage already seen from the 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. That narrow section from the tornado make it 70, 80, maybe 90 miles per hour. And we have not seen any tornado warnings issued in our area yet, but the tornado possible tag that has been in effect covers this potential for this brief spin up. That's not really easy to warn because it could spin up like that in between radar scans. One radar scan, it's not there. One scan, it's there, and then the next scan, poof, it's gone. So that is why it's rather difficult to issue normal tornado warnings to these lines of storms, and why we want you to be aware that not only is there damaging winds, but one or two of you, might see a little more damage from a potential tornado. So that is again why we want you on that lowest floor, away from windows, and be safe across the area tonight. Going back to our reflectivity, and another thing I want to point out is, I'll pull out the drawing tool for this. You will see this line is kind of bowing out, and that is the precipitation being pushed outwards a little bit, as we have strong winds being pushed in from what we call a rear inflow jet. It's being pushed in like this. And that is why your damaging winds will particularly be on the leading edge of the line. Perhaps something like this. I know it's kind of not really a pretty drawing here, but hopefully helps explain what I'm explaining here. The damaging winds will be on the leading edge of the line of storms, and the heavy rain will fall for a rather brief period of time, because again, these storms are in a hurry. They've been moving at pull that back up here. They've been generally moving between 50 and 60 miles an hour, so it won't be over your location for a particularly long time, but it will be quite the punch as these storms move through, with very gusty winds, potentially damaging. And on the leading edge, we have been continuing to monitor for potential of very small, brief spin-ups. So, alright. So taking a wider look at all of our area, again, we have the line of strong to severe thunderstorms in far southwest lower. We have a wind report. Let me see if I can pull that up. That is a marine thunderstorm wind near the Stevensville area in Berrien County. The trained weather spotter reported 30 to 40 mile per hour wind gusts and pea-sized hail. So not quite the severe level winds that we would look for, but still quite gusty, and not penny-sized hail, but we do know at least small hail on the order of pea size is falling with the storm. That does not mean that does not mean some of you won't see severe level winds still, and that is why we have severe thunderstorm warnings in effect. So, if you're out ahead of this line, if you're in the warnings, I want you in your sturdy structure, away from windows, lowest floor. And if you're out ahead of these lines of storms, I would not rule out some additional warnings being issued, particularly in the severe thunderstorm watch area, but even outside of that, I would not rule out one or two across most of the rest of our viewing area, except this line will continue to weaken, as it heads northeast due to the instability is already limited, and as we're losing sunlight, we're losing the daytime heating, and this line will generally weaken as it heads further east. So, north and east, I should say. So, all right, I'm good. At this time, since we have no active tornado warnings or anything of that nature, I am going to sign off this live stream for the moment. But I am still monitoring things here in the Weather Center, and if new severe thunderstorm warnings or tornado warning, or if we see anything concerning, we will be right back with you here live. This is Jacob Melton here in the Southern Michigan Weather Center. Stay tuned to Southern Michigan Weather. We will keep you advised.